home in Vosloorus in October 2014. Khomotso Modise reports.
The statement by Brigadier Bongani Kimninda suggests that the move by Kelly Khumalo to murder her lover Senzo Meyiwa was not an act of impulse or a rash decision.
Communication records between her and her sister shows that as early as 2013, she wanted to get rid of the deceased, as she puts it.
While the hitmaker's cell phone communication with accused 3 and 5 is nothing new, more details have emerged on what was found on the phones.
It was further discovered that through cell phone analysis, her cell phone memory album has the same photo of a see-through bag containing cash, notes, and in the exact position or location or spot of that of accused number 3.
The court has also heard that Khumalo had 4 cell phone numbers which she did not disclose to police, which were discovered during investigations. Khomotso Modise, Eyewitness News, Pretoria.
More than 1,400 people have lost their lives on the country's roads this past festive season. Despite this number, Transport Minister Sindisiwe Chikunga has highlighted this is a significant decline of fatalities from the previous year. She says most provinces, with the exception of Gauteng, the Western Cape and KZN, contributed to the drop.
We had recorded 1,212 fatal crashes. And then fatalities, we recorded 1,427. And last year we had actually recorded 1,452. And that therefore gives us a decrease of 1.7%.
And finally, Cape Town has been ranked the second best city to visit in 2024 amid a list of 50 cities globally. New York tops the list of rankings, stemming from an extensive survey of 20,000 global travelers. Cape Town Mayor Jordan Hill-Lewis says it's exciting to see that people across the globe still rate the mother city as one of the top global destinations to visit.
We want many more people in our city to get work in the tourism and hospitality sector, and that is why this announcement by CNN and Time Out is another feather in Cape Town's cap and great for our tourism industry.
A partly cloudy Thursday in store for Gauteng with isolated showers and thunder showers expected, highs of between 28 and 30 degrees.
Eyewitness News on 947. For more, click ewn.co.za.
#MSW.
You may begin to feel anxious or excited.
Honest, deliberate, engaging, uncensored.
High-dosage administration can cause adverse reactions.
And most importantly, independent in mind and execution.
This is a normal response. Are you ready?
Marawa Sports Worldwide.
Final whistle. Ghana are as good as out.
There needs to be a turnaround. Finally, Sami Kufo, what's the turnaround strategy? What are Ghanaians saying? What is Sami saying? What role should be played?
We have to go home because we don't have a plan. It's as simple as that. The country doesn't have a plan for the football. People are tired. People are fed up. Even when you walk today in the street.
Or going into the Tunisia game, we need to play our brand of football, the kind of football that we played in the first half of the Mali game.
Ngicabanga ukuthi this Afcon will be won by our underdogs this time around.
For Cote d'Ivoire, I mean, they didn't try hard. Those are big boys, but it looked like these guys they were playing for the first time together. It was extremely, extremely humiliating for their supporters.
To sum up this CAF competition, Robert one can say it's a mouse chasing a cat competition vis-a-vis a cat chasing a mouse.
But I assume we are all waiting for us and Tunisia. I can't wait to meet you, just to be in your company and the viewers' company.
Robert Marawa, live on 947. Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Sowetan Live. #MSW.
I know that Tunisia is a very good team. I saw the first game against Namibia, and that was not the real Tunisia, I know. They have good players, they are a strong team, and again, what I said already a few minutes ago, they underestimated the opponent that day, I think. So I saw another strong Tunisia against Mali. They played a very good game, so they know what they have to do tomorrow. They have to win. So we are prepared for that. And we will try that doesn't happen tomorrow. First of all, I can tell you how we are going to play tomorrow. I think you understand why. Secondly, it was a different opponent. When at the start of the game on Sunday, we knew that we had to win. If we didn't win against Namibia, it was finished for us. So there are different things that we had taken in account for the game of Sunday. So what it will be tomorrow, you will see tomorrow on the kickoff. But it's good, and it gives you something extra when you can play several styles of several different ways to play. So therefore, again, I was very happy on Sunday that with another style of playing, that we had such a big result.
MSW live action from Amadou Gon Stadium in Korogo. #MSW Afcon.
It's exactly where we are heading off to now. That is the Amadou Gon Stadium in Korogo. And that's where we'll find our analyst, our man on the spot there, because he's traveled since the start of the Africa Cup of Nations. And what a better way to welcome Far Post editor live from Ivory Coast, Mthokozisi Dube, to give us the latest. And in fact, as latest as him arriving at the venue. Mthokozisi, good evening. Welcome to the show.
Good evening, Rob, and good evening to the listeners.
We are listening to you. Today, it's about you. It's about you reverberating in this entire studio, the country, the continent, and the world, because we're all looking forward to one event and one event only, Bafana Bafana up against Tunisia. I assume you're stepping into the stadium now, just less than an hour to go before kickoff. Describe firstly, just give us the lay of the land. What are you seeing in front of you?
Look, I'm seeing a bit of an empty stadium, but in front of me there is a group of Tunisians that are here to cheer their team. Obviously, we're expecting the likes of Mama Joy to arrive and drown their shouts, as they sing for their team. But generally an empty stadium. I mean, the locals disappointed, obviously, by yesterday's result, where their own team actually lost. And it's not looking very positive for them. So, and Bafana Bafana arrived about 30 minutes ago. They're going to be warming up shortly and getting ready for this big game.
I know you've been attending the press conferences, you've been attending the training sessions as well. Coach Hugo Broos effected changes in the last game when they played against Namibia. What were you picking up, though, from the training sessions would have resulted in what we will break to the listeners in just a short while, which will be the starting 11?
Yes, so I think in the first game, you remember that he started with Sianda Kudu in central defense, alongside Kuliso Mutau, Opri Mutiba, and Kante Kana. But he then changed that lineup going into the Namibia game, and he explained when I asked him during the press conference, and he said that he needed someone who is quicker than Sianda. He obviously didn't go into detail, but you remember in the game against Mali, Sianda was left for dead, for the second goal. So Grant Kekana coming in the second game and obviously doing very well, keeping a clean sheet, and Bafana winning that game 4-0. And obviously there was that change, Tapelo Murena coming in for Tapelo Masego, also doing very well and winning us a penalty in the first, in the game, and then also providing an assist. So I think those changes made much of a difference. The coach said that even after the game, I see today he's actually stuck to the same lineup.
Yeah, same lineup indeed. And the funny thing is that you broke that news to us the last time, even before it got out. I think it was from all the training sessions you had attended. But I know you've been observing Hugo Broos in the build-up to this tournament. How is he approaching it in a way maybe me, the guests here in the studio, the fans out there listening to the show might not have a greater sense of? How are you observing this coach?
I think after the Namibia pre-match press conference, I think one of the officials from Namibia, came to us and we're just talking on the side, and they were saying to us, do you realize the difference between having a local coach and a foreign coach? And I think they were referring to the kind of passion that their coach displayed, and the zeal, the hunger, that he was obviously displaying. And he was saying to me, I'm picking that your coach is not displaying the same. It's as if he doesn't want to be here. Other French-speaking journalists were saying the same thing, to say we get the sense that this man doesn't want to be here. And I think going back to just before we even came here, I think I questioned why he would name the squad coming into an Afcon sitting in Belgium, So I think it raises a lot of questions. But obviously after the win, I think the mood has been good, and there's been a lot of positivity. I think yesterday we saw a different Hugo Bruce, a bit, passionate and wanting to saying they want to do something special here. So I think that win obviously probably maybe making him feel he could actually do something special with this group of players. So we'll see how it goes today.
Bafana Bafana, when you observe, and again, you're in a very privileged position, towards this, where Tunisia's technical squad seems to be something like 3 times bigger than Bafana Bafana's technical bench, etc., etc. Has the coach spoken about this? What does this signify? Does it have any bearing on anything that will likely happen?
Look, I think football has evolved so much. I'm just moving away from the noise.
Not a problem, not a problem. It's a live crossing to Amadou Gon Coulibaly Stadium. We're chatting to Umthokozisi Dube, who's our man on the spot there. He's the far post editor. He's our eyes and ears. A very important question I was just flinging his way to say that from his observation, and maybe Hugo Bruce, Bafana Bafana's coach, has addressed this about the size of the technical bench that South Africa has versus what Tunisia has. Does it have any bearing? Has it been spoken about? Has it been addressed? Thokozisi, I hear the background noise having disappeared a little bit. You were about to answer that question.
Yeah, it has disappeared. Yes. So, look, I think one of the things that the coach said yesterday was that coming into a tournament of this nature, the games are coming thick and fast. You are in a different environment in terms of the weather conditions. So you need, in your technical team, people that are experts that understand what needs to be done, how the players need to be managed. It cannot be just his role. And obviously, just highlighting that the conditioning coach has been very helpful to him. But obviously, when you look at our technical team, very thin. Compared to, the Tunisians came in quite a big bus. So you'd find the conditioning coach would have someone who assists him. The video analyst would have someone else who assists him. But in our case, it's obviously very, very thin. And I think the other question that one would ask is having one assistant who is Hellman enough? Because when you bring in a foreign coach, you're obviously looking at the future. Would he be able to step into his shoes should Hugo decides to leave at some point, So, those questions obviously come into play, and it's a bit of a concern. Especially, seeing what the coach was saying in Belgian media, which raised questions about his willingness to stay on in the future. So maybe it's something that the association could look at, to beef up, especially when we now go to the World Cup qualifiers, because after the Afcon, we'll be looking at the World Cup qualifiers. So a bit of a thin technical team that we have.
Thokozisi, the eyes and ears we've relied on here on #MSW can rely on you just to give me who's winning and by what margin. Then I can let you go to go do your duties, sir.
Look, I'm very much positive. It's going to be a tough game, but I'm giving it to Bafana. And my prediction is a 2-1 scoreline.
2-1 scoreline we will take any day, because it's about the 3 points. It's about everything else. But thank you so much, Baba. Enjoy the game. Absolutely. And we are very jealous. We are very, very jealous there. Far Post Editor, live from Ivory Coast. I'm Thokozisi Dube. Stay strong, Baba. I appreciate you.
Thank you so much.
Oh, man. We're growing closer and closer, aren't we? The guys are getting ready here in studio.
MSW Live Action from Amadou Gon Coulibaly Stadium in Koroho. Hashtag MSW Afcon.
Hi Rob, how are you? Great African Cup of Nations. Some strange results coming in. Ivory Coast, not playing very well off color. There's no cohesion, no system of play. Ghana is always, I think they've lacked a killer instinct. Mohamed Kudus alone. Most of these big nations are not playing very well. And I must say that when you look at teams who have played good football, I must give it to Senegal, Mauritania with their counter-attacking, Cape Verde, Mali, also they are aggressive. But I think South Africa, people are underrating South Africa. But in terms of pattern of play, the identity, the DNA of Southern African football, they've been good. So looking at this game against Tunisia, they mustn't change anything. Play with that big five of Mamelodi Sundowns. They're so confident, they know each other. And Motobi Mvala is one of the most underrated players. He plays it simple. He's a very, very good player, grounded, works very hard. He complements well with Grant Kekana, but I think the midfield too, that's Pelele Stole and Tebo Homokwena, they're so good. The other one goes and the other one stays, Pesitao, and also Tapelo Morena. People don't speak much of him, and I think, he's a coach's dream of a player. He does the basics very well, and Evidence Mahopa, well, he might seem not to be scoring a lot of goals. It reminds me of the late Philemon Chipe Masinga, but I think it's about the connection between him and Temba Mshishi and other midfielders. Also Pesitao enjoying him. He's good at his runs and holding the ball. So I think with the same team, Bafana can beat Tunisia, but the trick will be they mustn't allow them to score first. We know the Arabs, once they score first, they've got this gamesmanship whereby they can delay, frustrate you. But I think South Africa are too good. They're too quick. So they just have got to be confident.
Africa Cup of Nations, Cote d'Ivoire 23. Up to the minute, concise and reliable updates with Robert Marawa. Hashtag MSW Afcon.
Yes, should Bafana Bafana win the pool, they will be facing Burkina Faso in the round of 16, while second place would set up a meeting with the powerhouse Morocco. Now, waiting for the third place side in the pool is likely going to be Angola, suggesting that on paper at least it would be better for Bafana Bafana to finish third than second. But you know what? It really doesn't matter who we face next after tonight. I really think that if we're going to be fighting to be in the next round, we must face whoever comes our way. So Bafana Tunisia, they've met in the Afcon stage, the group stage twice, though, with Tunisia winning both of those encounters by a 2-goal margin. Well, to kick it off, I will enter into a conversation before we take a break. Eddie Digne is here, head coach, Shumba Football Development and African football analyst. Elasto Kapawenza is here, Morocco Swallows GM, African football analyst himself, and also another football analyst from the African continent, doing ever so well, TB Consult's chairman, Timothy Batabaire. They're all here with us and joining us for this exciting period. Gentlemen, welcome to the show. I don't know who wants to take an early dive into this one. I can't wait. That's all I'm saying. I can't wait. I think the people outside here listening to the show, they can't wait either. We're going to be going outside at about 22:07 to join them before the kickoff of the game. You've had a quick glance. Who's willing to have a first shot? Elasto, they're all looking at you.
I can go.
Please go ahead, Eddie.
Thank you, Mr. Marawa. As you were saying that, this is the fifth time that Bafana is meeting Tunisia.
Yes.
And Tunisia, I think they've won twice. In 2006, they won 2-0. In 2008, they won 3-1.
Yeah.
And then if you look at Bafana, they won it in 1996, and then they won the cup. And then 2000, it was a 2-2 draw. And then eventually Bafana won on 4-3 on penalties. So it's a bit sketchy for me. I'm excited, and at the same time, I'm scared. The reason why
What are you scared of?
The reason why I'm scared is because of the history.
History not so good. Everything not so good, because even the rankings are not so good. You can go into the rankings favor Tunisia.
Exactly.
But we've seen in this Afcon, those things count for nothing. You get a Mauritania who will clap you out of this tournament very quickly. Even if you're a 2-time champion, they will deal with you and say goodbye to you. So we're not going to be saying goodbye to these gentlemen. They're going to come back after the break. We'll continue our conversation. We'll take your WhatsApp voice notes as well, your expectations. Where is it that you're going to be watching the game? 060-708-0484. Afcon excitement.
Marawa Sports Worldwide, taking you around the All-Africa Cup of Nations Cote d'Ivoire 23 in Abidjan, Bouaké, Koroko, San Pedro and Yamoussoukro. Hashtag MSW Afcon.
Dear Stevie, after a routine checkup of my current TV lineup, I've diagnosed myself with a severe case of the entertainment blues. So I'm writing myself a prescription for OpenView with no monthly payments and the weekly recommended dose of Dr. Ken. Laughter really is the best medicine, and Dr. Ken's antics on E-Series are nursing back my sense of humor. So, Stevie, I'm gonna follow Doc's orders and see how I do without you. Yours truly, Jody.
Stares at work still leaving you breathless? That's gotta change. Get fit with the Galaxy Watch 6 for only 5,999 Rand. Save up to 2,000 Rand. Or capture awesome content with the Galaxy A05s for only 2,799 Rand. The Blue Tag sale changes the game. Head over to Samsung stores, online or any participating retailer, valid until the 25th of February 2024. T's and C's apply.
Summer's here and it's time to embrace your hot surf summer. The temperature's rising, the vibes are strong. Forget commitment, it's all about tech with benefits, summer tech flings, and that right now tech hookup. Subscribe to smart home tech like robot vacuums and smart speakers. Remotes are so 2010. Get month-to-month payments, total flexibility, zero penalty fees, and this month keep your eyes out for our heat seeker discounts. Commitment is messy. Just rent-hose it. Check out renthoser.co.za, download the app, and follow us on WhatsApp channels.
Have you ever asked yourself, why are most mamkhulu small in frame and your other babncane is big? Why are our tiny not so tiny? Just like all things that are a lot for a little or fulfilling but light elsewhere. The new Festa roll with saucy pulled chicken topped with grilled onions, crispy chips and creamy cheese sauce heaped on a Nando's garlic buttered roll. It's giving abundance. Get it for 49 Rand. Nando's. Fire it up.
There comes that mood again. That inflation frustration that only macro can burst. That mood to put all your eggs in one basket, plus everything else you need for a full English brekkie. Or as the English call it, brekkie. That mood to get some change for a change. That mood to finally loosen your belt with the reigning champions of the South African cheapest basket survey. If you've ever felt like that, well then someone's in a macro mood. So shop online or in store today.
I'm Banela Lukele, UCT Online High School's Executive Head of School. We are proud to announce that our learners have achieved outstanding results in 2023, with 90% of grade 8 to 11 learners moving into the next grade. In addition, 3 of our grade 12 learners have achieved places in Sakai's National Top 12, with the #1 spot taken by a UCT Online High School matriculant. Our 2024 grade 8 to 11 applications are still open until the 24th of January at www.uctonlinehighschool.com.
Previously on Marawa Sports Worldwide.
If you want to talk to me direct. Don't go through the corners.
The Spurs CEO, Alexi Efstathio, who joins me live. Let's cut straight to the chase, Alexi. There was a name that was dropped, Thembele Maliwa. Tell me more about Thembele.
Well, I believe he's a scout. He's always in and around Cape Town. I think he was, he learned his trades at Ajax Cape Town, actually. And he often will turn up at the club in a mock Sundowns vehicle. But obviously now we're on high alert, and whoever it is on that side should pick up the phone and just talk to us.
Would Spurs look at shutting down Ikamba, for example?
There is a possibility if this continues, and there's no protection from the powers that be. Yes.
Hashtag MSW. Hashtag MSW.
Marawa, good evening. It's Impio X here from Tembisa. Unfortunately, on my side, I would have really loved to be there at the Prime Studios to get to experience football on a different level, especially getting to be in the same room with you and watch one thing that actually brings us together, and that is football, and in particular Bafana Bafana against Tunisia. All the best to everybody who will be there, and may they enjoy the experience of being in the same room with the renowned sports broadcaster NC Robert Marawa. All the best, people. Definitely will meet in the last 16 fixture. I'm pretty much optimistic that we'll make it through to the next round, and that is the last 16. All the best, people. Let's enjoy the game. Thank you, sir.
Wednesday nights, soccer nights, your nights.
Simpiwe X, thank you so much indeed for a beautiful voice note. I don't know where you are, but I'm sure you could still make time to come through and join us. There's a seat that's left for you. They're busy cleaning it. They're polishing it as we speak. It's got your name on it. Yeah, getting ready, man. Edible Dine gave us a lay of the land. He says he's scared about something. I'm sure Elastic Kapawenzo doesn't share the same fears as Eddie does. Good to see you, Eddie. Good to see you, Eddie. Good to see you. Bye-bye, Eddie. You'll chat next week to you. We'll chat next week to you, man. Elasto, you've heard the fears of the man. Surely, not the same resonates from you.
No, there's no need for Bafana to be fearful. Rob, if you look at, the permutations are there. It's Bafana that can finish in any of those three positions. Even a loss, worst case scenario, Bafana loses, of course, not with an avalanche of goals. They still can sneak in there. But it's a Bafana tonight that Rob has, in terms of their approach, tactically, do they go all out? Do they play an offensive game? Are they going to be overly cautious? It's a Tunisia team that obviously is going to come firing from all cylinders. They've got no any other option, Tunisians, except to win tonight. So Bafana will be mindful of that. Bafana plays an attacking game. We saw a change of tactics. Like I said last time, that in any opposition that comes, it brings itself with all different kinds of challenges. So I think the technical team of Bafana, Hugo Bruce, coach, he has to be spot on tonight. Not to be too excited, looking to say that, look, the advantage is on Bafana. But at the same time, yes, try to make sure that it's not seen as this kind of ultra defensive approach. But I can tell you, you've got a coach that understands, you've got a coach that would know how to approach this game, because it's a Tunisia side as well that have spent sleepless nights trying to make sure that they cut off the likes of Mandarwani.
When you talk about Zwane, I think he knows, he understands, Timothy, that it is arguably age-defying. Yes, you never know with Themba Zwane, but it could be his last Africa Cup of Nations. He would want to bow out with the same legacy as the one person that a lot of people like to describe him as, and there's still debates. Is it between Doctor and... those kind of things we don't entertain because there were different eras. We love and appreciate Doctor for what he's done. We will never compare him to anybody else. But I think he knows that if he were to bow out without this medal, without the additional extra star on the Bafana Bafana jersey, he won't feel happy because he's used to success. He's used to Champions League success at Mamelodi Sundowns. And this now at national team level, Timothy, I'm sure he would have spent sleepless nights last night saying, it's missing. I scored a brace the last time. I'm responsible for us being here right now. Just talk me through that. It's got to be a championship mentality about him.
Look, success is addictive. Once you test it, you want more, and you keep on looking for that. In Themba Zwane's position is quite interesting because not only the media, but even his fellow teammates, they remind him that once you get your game to a high level, the whole team is going to play. And I think he has handled that very well. For me, I'm not worried about him because he's cool-headed. I'm interested more in the interplay between Mokoena, Pastau, and the likes of Tapero Morena just on the flanks. But again, we should be reminded that since 2013, Tunisia has never failed to go out of their group stages. Yes, they have got 1 point. And you can look in the pattern of play with the Tunisians. Since 2004, they have not had a consistent pattern of play. They are chopping and changing. So your former players like the likes of Chabi are coming out to criticize how they are playing. But again, they will need to qualify and try to get into the second round. For me, it's a very open game at this moment in time. What is always interesting in these games is how, for example, Bafana, after a very good run of 4 goals, how do you keep the players grounded so that it's only the fans celebrating the victory and the players focusing on the next game?
Talk about the next game, Timothy. Let me quickly remind those who are just joining the show right now that the starting lineup was released about, 20 minutes ago. While you drive, let me inform you that Ronwen Williams earns his captaincy again, and he earns yet another cap for Bafana Bafana. He gets to start in Bafana Bafana colours this evening, unchanged from the last game. So Debo Mgwena still remains his starting berth. Aubrey Mudiba, Evidence Makgopa, Percy Dow, Themba Zwane, Spepelo Sithole, Ntobi Mvala, Grant Kekan, Kuliso Mudau, and you've also got Tapela Morena. Little is ever said about the greatness of Morena. And we can't argue. We've seen it at this level. We've seen it at club level. What is it that he brings, Eddie, to this Bafana Bafana team? And especially if you give him confidence enough to start a game like he does again tonight.
His great combination with Mudau, his pace, his thinking, his knowledge of football, going forward, assisting, given a chance to score, he will score.
So versatility, not one-dimensional. And I think one person that talks very, very loudly about him is his coach. So when you get a coach who sees somebody who is as versatile, and I think he was describing it on television in his analysis the other day, Rulani Mkwena, just saying that Tapela Morena can actually, literally, you can shift him in various positions. He'll adjust depending what you want out of him. Give me a sense here, Lasto, in terms of what that does to the dynamic of a team, especially if the coach sees that they're struggling in a certain department, but they've got somebody who is as adept in moving into that position.
It's always an advantage, Rob, to have those kind of players that can adapt different qualities. And the modern game requires that. Gone are those days that will tell you that you are the winger who is on that line and you are just waiting to get a ball and deliver a cross into the box. These days you have to come in. They are not called wingers. They are midfielders. They are defenders. They are wing backs. So it's all to do with what the game is calling you to do at that moment in time. So Morena, remember that there's a full season, entire season that he played as a right back. At one stage, we forgot that he was a winger. Coming from Bloemfontein Celtic, he was always a winger, an offensive player. But when he came to Sundowns, and sometimes when you come to a team like Sundowns, where they might tell you that, but there's a Timothy Batabaire who's a centre back, you're a centre back, can you try right back? And you're like, okay, instead of me fighting Batabaire on the centre back, let me go and play full back. And that's normally what I've seen at Sundowns. Certain players, they end up being shifted in certain positions. And credit to the technical team, these players tend to just flourish in those positions. And that's what Morena has done. Now it gives an advantage that now he's got both qualities. He can defend, he can attack as well.
That Grant to Kulu switch that we've seen happening obviously worked magic, because we've talked about how Kulu has been a favorite of the coach. Not a favorite because he likes him personally. He saw something in terms of putting him in the starting lineup for a lot of the games. But right now, though, the graft that Grant Kekan has put in switches Kulu back onto the bench again. What do you think, Timothy, the coach has seen as far as that backline of Modiba, Mvala, Kekan, as well as Mudau? Very familiar at club level, now very familiar at national team level.
Look, if you look at the opponents that you're going to face, that always informs the decision which player you're going to play. Kulu is a kind of very intelligent, cool-minded player. It's like more of a cleaner, the sweeper. So it reminds me of a combination of Ferdinand and Vidic. You know, Ferdinand without Vidic, you could not play. He would struggle. So you need that combination play. So when you need the physicality of the likes of Mvara and then you need Kakana, there's that intellectual understanding of the game and around that area to cover the likes of Mudau, and then, you're getting into to support even Mukwena. I think for me that informed the decision of the coach to call that decision.
He's being nice. You are being too nice, team.
Yes.
I just think that Kulu was just bad on that first game. It wasn't so much of a tactical switch. I think it was just a player who did not turn up for the game.
I would say now Grant, because of his physicality, and he's also smart. Yeah. He's also very clever. If you watch that backline for Sundowns with Grant there, you would see that he is the one that can actually play as a sweeper, and he's very intelligent, and he intercepts nicely without even fighting. And when you want to fight, he can do that. So I think him compared to Kulu now, I think now let's just call it spade a spade. Grant is better than Kulu.
He had a bad game, Tim. He had a bad game.
It's not about being
Kulu
better.
had a bad
No,
game
it's
in
not
the first
about being better, and I'll tell you why.
But did he not have a bad game?
He did not have a bad game, not at all.
No.
So the two gentlemen say he had a bad game, and that is why he's not seeing that starting berth again.
You know, whenever a team loses, there's a tendency to pick on, maybe the defender or the goalkeeper that he didn't perform well. I will disagree on that.
Mm-hmm.
Kulu, that is the way he plays. It's only that on the day they conceded. So what is important is, in the next game against the likes of Namibia, you are having the likes of Shaulili, who is very fast in comparison to Kulu. For me, I think that informed the decision of Coach Bruce to take out Kulu of the team.
Sure. They disagree. I don't see these gentlemen agreeing. They're saying bad game is bad game. And even the millions of coaches that parade on social media streets would have said the same thing. And at times, we don't believe everything everybody says because everybody's a coach without applying for the job. But we believe you guys. And that is what we don't want you to have the same opinion. All I need is for you to back it up, and you've backed it up. So Mudau, Murena, as well as Mukwena. I see pace with those triple M's on the right of attack. I mean, surely Tunisia, with their beefed up technical team that we were talking with Mthokozisi about earlier on, a 3 times bigger size technical team than us. We're doing our football on the field here. But the triple M on that one side, how would then Tunisia be able to withstand? Number one, the intelligence that those 3 players have. Mm-hmm. Number 2, the pace that they have. The running off the ball that all 3 of those players have.
Yeah, and also to add on to that, I think the 3 of them, they've played the Club Champions League with some of the players in the Tunisia squad. So they know those 3 M's that on the right side, that's where Sundowns is dangerous. So now taking it to the Bafana now, I think it's an advantage for Bafana. Now when we talk about tactical endurance, that's where especially on the right side.
Yeah.
That's where the Bafana are going to get their goals with. That side, that's where you're going to get Morena with. That's Morena that is overlapping, and then you get Modao again, and then the combination of those 3, it's going to work for Bafana tonight.
And a lot of people already bringing their predictions onto the table.
Good afternoon, Marawa. A quick one, Marawa. If you want to beat Tunisia, we must score first. We must score 2 quick goals. Then we sit and maintain the game. Otherwise, if you are going to allow Tunisia to score first, we're going to have a trouble. Good luck to Bafana Bafana for tonight. I'm giving to Bafana Bafana 3-0. Thanks, Marawa. Mr. Matlasele. Thanks. Bafana Bafana all the way.
Bafana Bafana all the way says the score nice and early. He says 3-0. If they get an early goal, they can settle down, and then Tunisia are going to be in big trouble. A lot of you watching the show on the YouTube channel and also posting some of your comments. Please continue with that. We're going to be joining our live audience in just a second. I've been seeing some, from where we are. We literally... It's like a fishbowl. You can see everything that's going on, and the guys have attended. Very colorful indeed. Come here with placards like you would see at a stadium, and we'll share some of those visuals with you on whatever social media platform that you're on. It is a Wednesday. It is hashtag MSW Marawa Sports Worldwide, bringing you the big build-up. Can Bafana Bafana make it through to the last 16 of the Africa Cup of Nations?
Hi, good evening, Rob. It's Malama. From Ramsek. Rob, I am a Zambian, and I won't lie to you, I support Bafana. I like Bafana Bafana. I'm based in South Africa, and these 2 teams are playing today. And I just hope they both qualify, because I tell you, we're starting with Bafana Bafana, and then Zambia is also playing tonight. Please, I'm asking these 2 teams, please save us. We don't want to wake up tomorrow. We don't even know what to say at work. At least if Bafana wins, I'm happy. If the Zambia wins, I'm happy. So I think these teams, I promise you, Rob, the 2 games they have played, they're gonna build from that. And I know once we qualify, the sky's the limit. Like Sundowns, Bafana, half Sundowns. So let's talk about the sky's the limit, both with Zambia and Bafana.
Half Sundowns, what on earth is going on here, right? All right, I'm loving it. Thank you so much indeed. I love the honesty, saying that please, these 2 nations must not disappoint, so that when people get to work tomorrow, they do not know what to say. Hey, It's a sign of embarrassment. But I think from a SADC region perspective, it's been going well. Let's not forget Namibia up against Mali. And we hope to be crossing to Mark Fish, who is doing his official work for CAF at the halftime of that game. So we will have that exclusively for you. South Africa up against Tunisia is the one that we're looking forward to the most. And later on, at about 10 o'clock, Tanzania will then see what's cooking with DR Congo. Zambia, as our last voice note was saying, Zambia take on Morocco. And I think we all know the might of the Moroccans. North Africa, top of the table, Zambia tied, but they're in third position. DR Congo are in second. Tanzania, rock bottom of the table with just a single point.
MSW live action from Amadou Gon Stadium in Koroho. #MSW Afcon.
Attention all Aviator passengers. It's raining bonus bets at Hollywood Bet's hottest game. Play between 6 and 8 p.m. every day to grab your share of 1 million rand in free bets. Hollywood Bets. Fly higher with us. T's and C's apply. Hollywood Sportsbook is a licensed betting operator. Hollywood Bets supports responsible gambling. No persons under the age of 18 are permitted to gamble. Winners know when to stop. South African Responsible Gambling Foundation toll-free counselling line is 0800 006 008 or WhatsApp help to 076 675 0710.
Everyone knows that South Africans love December. That's why Burger King created the December Special, where you could get 2 Whopper meals with chips and a bottomless drink for only $130. What they don't know is that you can still get that same Burger King special today, because after the 31st of December, Burger King decided to December on to the 32nd of December, then the 33rd of December.
Our 130 Rand Whopper special is still Decembering at Burger King.
2nd December. Then the
Food Lovers Market's Summer Carnival is here. Save on 2 500-gram punnets of white, red or black seedless grapes for 39 Rand. Buy 2 750-gram punnets of nectarines, plums, dessert or yellow cling peaches for 39 Rand. Enjoy 2 sweet corn pre-packs for 39 Rand. And get a 7 kg potato pocket and a 3 kg onion bag for 99 Rand. Valid till this Sunday at Food Lovers Market. Summer Carnival now on.
Hit the road in style with Sani, your ultimate car rental companion. Adventure begins with choice, and we offer a selection of high-quality vehicles, motorcycles, workhorse buggies, shuttles, motorhomes, and more at the best daily and monthly rates, with nationwide pickup points at all major airports. Visit Sani, that's SANI.coza, and enjoy a 30% discount. Sani is the official car rental partner to Prime Media. Go further. Go safer. Go Sani.
Shape your degree, your future, your career. The IIE MSA campus in the West Rand is the largest private higher education campus in South Africa, with a unique and exciting student experience, world-class facilities, on-campus residences, and a wide range of study areas to choose from. Registration is open. More info at iiemsa.co.za. IIE MSA is a leading brand of the Independent Institute of Education, a registered higher education provider.
It's the Deco Fern Furniture warehouse.
A bit more drama, please.
Fine. In a world of furniture, Deco Fern Furniture brings you this summer's blockbuster warehouse clearance sale. The epic Dan dining chair was $699, now $399. And starring the Hugo armchair, down from $2,599 to just $1,499. The furniture event of a lifetime, now at decofurnsa.co.za or a store near you.
Previously on Marawa Sports Worldwide.
If you want to talk to me direct. Don't go through the corners.
The Mother City outfit claims that Sundowns are making a habit out of poaching from their Ikamva Development Academy to benefit Tloorkop, and this has rubbed the hierarchy up the wrong way. The Spurs CEO, Alexi Evstathio, who joins me live. Let's cut straight to the chase, Alexi. The decision to, correct me if I'm wrong, ban Sundowns, their scouts, why?
When this started happening, I thought, well, wait a minute, something's not right here. The decency to call us and say, listen, we're interested in one of your players. We find it completely strange that this never happened. You know, in our eyes, relationships are there to be looked after. It seems that no one actually cared. Maybe a little bit of arrogance.
#MSW. #MSW.
Hashtag MSW Marawa Sports Worldwide, and we are in our live setting today. Good evening to everyone. Welcome to the show. Yeah, I told you you're going to be missing out on some fun if you're not here. It's a big moment. The Bafana Bafana starting lineup has been announced, and we will be going through that in just a second. Great guest that we do have. Our esteemed guest here, Farouk Khan, is going to be joining us on stage as well. But Tilasto Kapawenzo joins me first up, though, because we were talking about the starting lineup, what we can expect, the experience of Ronwen Williams, kept a clean sheet in the first game, and then right now, though, what is it about the consistency of that back line and also having a Ronwen Williams, no-nonsense leader and a captain?
Yeah, Rob, it is the understanding of the back six, if you put it that way. These are the players that play week in and week out in the same team. And we saw them in that game against Namibia, that really, standing strong, a resolute performance from the defense. Yes, it's a Tunisia team that is going to come and throw everything at Bafana tonight. So in a way, there will be that kind of cautious approach from Bafana, because they still do have enough going forward to make sure that they can hit Tunisia, because you are facing a team that will come at you. But yes, that defense has to be at their best tonight.
So if you coach Hugo Broos, and we've played this through and through, we go back 28 years. That was the last time Bafana Bafana won the Africa Cup of Nations. It's a long, long time. Mark Williams scoring a brace in South Africa against the very same Tunisia. How much do you think he would have played into that history, playing it into their minds to say, let us change the dynamic of that history? We can't always be talking about the class of 1996.
Yeah, I think it's high time that that class of 1996 become what they become, heroes and analysts. But South Africa has to move on. South Africa has to now try to get that second star. And that can be a source of motivation, of course. Yes, you spoke about your Mark Fish that are there. Yes, these are the players that can be that point of reference. But I think it's high time now, this crop of players now try to make their own history. So this can be high motivation for them. But again, the coach will be saying that it is now your turn. We can't be talking about 1996 for this long. It's high time, South Africa, Bafana Bafana, make sure that they get that second star.
All right, second star, you tell me, though, because with, less than 10 minutes, or just about 10 minutes to go before the kickoff of the game, your outlook, come the end of 90 minutes, what are you envisaging in your mind right now, Elasto?
I see a Bafana registering a win, collecting 3 points. Bafana, at the end of the night, they will be topping the group. I see a 1-0 victory for Bafana, because I feel that, yes, Tunisia will be so desperate to try to get this much-needed win. But it's a Bafana that is going to be calculated, a Bafana that is going to make sure that tactically they are sound, but find those moments where they are going to hit Tunisia.
All right, Elasto Kapawenzo, ladies and gentlemen, do give him a big round of applause. We will usher him off the stage. Farouk Khan, I'll ask you to come up. So Farouk Khan is no stranger, ladies and gentlemen, to football. He's coached the Kaizer Chiefs, the Stars of Africa. He's the big boss over there, making sure that a lot of youngsters up and coming are in his hands. And today, he does form part of our analyst group, has been doing splendid work there for SuperSport for many, many years. And he is here. Farouk, good to see you again. We dive straight into it. You've seen the starting lineup. It's the same team that played against Namibia. Coach is saying, we make no changes. Kulu, you sit on the bench, and, it's a familiar defense line. What does that say to you?
Well, Rob, thanks for having us. I think, obviously, you don't need to fix something that isn't broken, and I think they've proven beyond a doubt. I mean, a lot of us were worried before that particular match how they will fare against Namibia, but they came out guns blazing. And I was glad to see that Percy Tau scoring the penalty. It gave the team a lot more confidence.
You're not giving yourself enough credits. So, guys, let me tell you, Farouk Khan, in his prediction before that game, said to everyone live on air, he said, Percy Tau will turn things around after missing the penalty. Guess what? He had a chance. He scored the penalty. And he said again, Themba Zwane will get to score. This was before the game. Guess what? Themba Zwane scored 2 goals. You had faith. You had confidence. Tell me more.
Well, I had confidence because of the pedigree we have. I mean, Rob, we shouldn't look at this team based on how Bafana fared in previous Afcons.
Yeah.
I'm not talking as far back as 96 when we were champions, but I'm talking about the fact that we were always those chokers.
Yeah.
But now we have a breed of players. We have the balance right. And I'm very optimistic, Rob. You know, we got a strong defense, a solid defense. Yes, a lot of people are saying it looks like we have too many Sundowns players. But on the day, you pick your best team, and they are performing. So I think as a nation, we are behind them. We're looking forward to tonight that we will go out there, because Tunisia has to come at us, which is going to leave a lot of space behind their defense. They're not going to sit back because they can't. They have to win. On the other hand, we are very good in transition. We've proven it. And I mean, Percy is key. Look at Zwane. I mean, his ability, even at 34, Rob, he's still such an exciting player, you know. And for me personally, that gives me, and I'm sure millions of South Africans, that confidence that today or tonight, we're going through to the next round.
Well, I was saying to Eddie and Timothy, as well as Elasto in the studio early on, that for Tamba, he would know, especially given what you've just said now, as far as age is concerned, that it could be potentially, possibly his last Africa Cup of Nations. And what does that spur in a guy like him, knowing, I won't say love-hate relationship, but there was no love for him when the trip started for Coach Hugo Broos, only late realization of his potential, but is now showing him and the nation what he can do at that level.
Well, there was never a doubt in many of our minds that his pedigree was there. I think it took Hugo Broos a bit of a while to see what we were talking about. But this reminds me about Messi in the last World Cup. He also realized that this was his swan song. So he had to do something to go out on a high, and I think that spurs on players like Zwane. I mean, it's just a player that has everything going for him. And how fitting wouldn't it be, after all of these years, that we now have that opportunity, Rob? Because I've watched most of the teams, and I can tell you this without a doubt. The big names don't mean anything when it comes to this tournament. We've seen Ghana, huge pedigree. Algeria, huge pedigree. I mean, we've seen Egypt, 3 draws. They're fortunate to go through. So it means the playing field is level. It's out there for us. We need to believe in ourselves. We need to go out there and take the game to them. Don't play for a draw. We're going to play for a win. Because if we play for a draw, this thing could backfire. But I think everybody, including the technical staff, including the players, are saying we're going out there to ensure that we get all 3 points tonight.
Farouk, but we can't run away from an obvious point. An obvious point is that Tunisia themselves are the 3rd ranked nation on the African continent. We rank number 12 in the African continent. So there's a big disparity, but they haven't shown at the Afcon now that they're 3rd best nation on the continent. What has gone wrong for them? Just your observations up until now.
I do think that if you look at playing in a competition of this nature, that the ranking doesn't really mean that much. We've seen rankings go out of the window when it comes to this. It's on the day. It's in the tournament. Who wants it more? We've seen Namibia against Tunisia. I mean, I'm sure all of us would have bet everything we have that Tunisia would have come out winners, but Namibia surprised them. So it's no doubt in my mind that the ranking aside, we can match them pound for pound. We can match them pound for pound, and then obviously go out and upset the apple cart tonight. Because I think because the game, there's so much at stake tonight, Rob. For Tunisia, it's a must-win. For us, it's a must-draw, at least a draw. Not a must-draw, but a draw could be sufficient. That in itself sets the stage for an exciting encounter. And, you know, as a South African, I'm sure all of us, we just hope that that performance we saw against Namibia, they are able to equate it and even go one step further.
Sure. Stars of Africa, when we're talking about future stars, and I know that there are Stars of Africa players that are here. Maybe just stand up and take a bow, guys. I see you. These are future, he's not a Stars of Africa man, but yeah. So right there behind are the Stars of Africa players, and you were saying that a lot of them will feature soon in the national teams. Just give us a sense of who's here.
Well, you have a beast on the end. You have KG, you have Mike, you have Masha, and you have Kagisano. These are players that have been with us for a number of years. These are players, in fact, KG's been with us since the age of 8. He's now turned 16. He's a regular in the SAB. So he's all of these players. So we have a lot of hope in them. We have a lot of belief in them. They are disciplined boys. They are boys with a great vision in mind. And also, they are players that have the aspirations to one day wear this beautiful shirt for Bafana Bafana.
Yep. Guys, thank you so much. Good to see you, and best of luck. Give them a big round of applause. Stars of Africa, man. They've found a brand new home, and that's where Farouk Khan is doing all his business and his work. I thank you, sir. Good to see you. And I'll see you soon. I see Gavin Hunt's arrived. Maybe you want to pass on the baton to him. Let's take the last 3 minutes with him. Coach of SuperSport United's has never coached the national team, but trust me, if he does one day, all sorts of things will happen.
Sorry.
Good to see you, Gav.
Sorry, a bit late.
No, don't worry. You're on time, man.
The last swing, you know.
A bit of golf. Your favorite sport, man.
Yeah, that's the game. Yeah.
And you've been analyzing Bafana Bafana on television for the past couple of weeks, and you've seen what you've seen of Bafana Bafana. They get to play against Tunisia, maybe not the most promising Tunisian team we've seen in a while, but it's match day 3, a very important day today. How do you see it panning out?
Well, I think I haven't seen the team. Has he kept the same team?
He's kept the same team as Namibia.
I don't know about that. Maybe he should have changed the team.
Who would you have changed?
No, but only joking.
What for?
You see, great conversation. No, look, they played well the last game. I thought they cut the frills out the game and they went a little bit longer. You saw it straight away. So they got the opposition's half a little bit quicker. I think Tunisia, you could play a little bit more. They obviously they don't have the pace that Namibia had. So you could hold on to the ball a little bit longer. So a draw is a good result for us. I think we'll get through with a draw. So I see it, they're not a very good Tunisian side, even though they've got good pedigree. There's players that play at a good level, but I don't think they'll cause us too much problems if we play like we did the other night. Yeah.
And just with the substitutions, I mean, we saw a Maseko that people criticized in the first game, and then he was put on the bench in the second game, came off the bench, then scored the goal for Bafana Bafana. Obviously, he starts on the bench again today. Do you think a right approach are the goals there? Who supplies for Percy Tau, Tembazwane?
Yeah, I think if you got a guy like Maseko, I think he's got maybe 25 caps in terms of PSL games. So he's very immature. He's still a long, long way to go, but he's the future. Yeah. He's, you know, if you play him on where he's playing on the left side, which is where his strength is, he's the future. It's the same as a young Jaden Adams, and you know, I was quite surprised they went with, because I thought maybe he should have taken, you know, players more established. But look, they're gone with, and but Maseko certainly is the future down the left-hand side, definitely.
So if there were to be, I don't know, a score line, you talk about first half, what is it that you do in that first half? Early goal, lock it up. What's the general approach?
Well, I think you can't go into a game with a preconceived idea you want to score early, or football doesn't work like that. I think the most important thing is, you know, we want to try and keep them back as possible, further back as possible, and try and press a little bit, you know, and see. But I think we'll be a little bit negative. We might want to slow it down and just play the clock down. But look, if you can score first, it'll help us, that's for sure.
Yeah, maybe we need a bit of music. Let's get the guys with the vocal ability who can sing just to quickly come up, give us a quick song. Gavin, don't go anywhere. We just want the... Yeah, we need that stadium feel, because right now we're going to be crossing live to the stadium itself. That is where Bafana Bafana get to play against Tunisia. Gav, as the singing happens there on the sidelines, South Africa, once-off opportunity in an open tournament where we've seen big names say goodbye to the tournament. Is this likely to be the one to follow from 96?
No, we won't say goodbye. I think we'll get through. Yeah. I think even if you lose the game, the 3 points, as long as we don't lose by a lot. But I think a draw is on the cards here for us, definitely.
All right, a draw on the cards according to Gavin Hunt, but we'll pause a bit and listen in to the singing that's happening right here. It's 947 Vuma FM, Rise FM, Sowetan Live. It's a live viewing of the Bafana Bafana game. We are just moments away from the kickoff, and having established that, I'm sure we'll start playing the visuals coming in from the venue itself just to get a sense of what is going on. So just about to be underway, and a final look at all the players from a Tunisian perspective and also for Bafana Bafana. Welcome, sir. How are you?